You, a tech founder, are going to be killing your own SaaS. And just because you have a SaaS or a software deployed somewhere on the internet does not make you a founder. And more importantly, it does not make your SaaS a startup. You might be thinking, well, what's the difference between a SaaS and the startup? Let me tell you, to go from SaaS to a startup, you only need a single philosophical shift or a single essence or intent, you might say, which, well, I've realized a very hard way. Not I, but one of my really close friends realized it, and that's what I'm going to share today. And hopefully by the end you will probably see a SaaS or a startup in a completely different way than just creating a damn software. And the good news is, it's pretty damn simple once you understand it. Well, but like everything in this channel, it has to start with a story. So let's get into it. You see, there's a friend of mine, a really close friend of mine, and it's a real story. Let's call him John. John has become such a, frequent name on this channel. Anyways, so John suddenly came up with me and, he said that I have created my own SaaS. So yeah, like for the past, I don't know, like few months, what he had been doing is that he had an idea in his mind and he had converted that idea into a software. Like, so I said, okay, looks good. I discussed with him and got to understand his idea. And to me, his idea looks pretty decent. Like, I wouldn't say it's a novel idea. It's pretty much a solid idea which he had been thinking. But the thinking is that he will try to, expand that idea to the folks which are either solo entrepreneur or, sole proprietor or people who are just working in a company which is pretty damn small. Like, it's a B2B business, but for a micro business, to be honest. And like I said, it's a pretty solved problem, but it's a solved problem for enterprises. No one has solved it for, micro businesses. So I thought it's a pretty damn good idea, and I also thought that he should work on it, and he did. And he had been working for a long hours, and finally he deployed it to the internet. Very happy. He sent me the link, and I verified it. It looks good to me, and said, okay, yeah, I think like now you can get your users, and you now have a startup. You are a founder now, the sole founder of this startup. And he was really happy. He got his visiting card ready, he got his pamphlet ready, he got all the poster ready, each and everything that needed to be readied as per the internet for a SaaS. He got it all done. And then he come up to me. He asked me, hey, do you know how can I expand the startup? And you know what I said? And I said, I don't know, man. I work on a MNC. How could I know? Like, I never done a startup. But anyways, like we discussed and brainstormed different ideas, and he got off to his journey. Now the problem was that even though he had the startup and he know everything about the product and he know that there is this market that should exist for this product, the only problem now he has is to actually get the product to the market. And that's where the actual story comes in. That's where the climax kick in. Is that it's not that easy, man. Like, it's been few months for his startup, and let me tell you, he never got a one active user. Now don't think he's lazy or something. Like, he has been doing his fair share of efforts, but the thing is, we as tech founder, I mean him as tech founder, underestimated the problem of distribution. Yeah, it's pretty damn easy to create that software. Like, he did in few months. And you have to understand that we as a software engineer always comes from the idea of that how should we build this product, how should we solve this problem, scalability, all those gibberish stuff. When in actuality, a SaaS can only be converted to a startup when it now contains a goddamn user. If you don't have real users, it pretty much means you don't have a startup yet. All you have is a SaaS or a software deployed on the internet which no one really uses. I mean, that's true. I mean, you can't deny that, right? Just because you have a SaaS deployed on the internet does not make it a startup. You have to have some sort of active user. You don't even need to get the revenue. You have to have some daily active users which can give you the feedback so you can improve your SaaS or software or startup and actually build a product which people use it. For now, the thing which he have deployed in his internet is something which according to him solves the problem, but it actually does not solve any problem because no one uses it, hence it solves no one problem. The actual startup does not come from the product. Obviously it comes from the product, but it's not only just the equation of the product and having a product. The actual startups come from the fact that you have a product, but also you have the distribution at the same time. Like they say on the internet or LinkedIn to be specifically, that distribution is the moat. Like, after listening to a story, it actually is. Like, you have to have a, I don't know, like sales or marketing or something which will actually expand your software to the actual market. Like you can't have a SaaS which don't have a market or a audience or a user. You can't call it startup. You can't call yourself founder when it does not have a single damn user. Just because you could still scale to a million does not mean you will scale to a million. Yeah, if you scale to 10, that's more than enough. You have validated the idea. Now just reiterate it and hopefully you will have a good startup. But to go from 0 to 100 or monthly active user is the actual damn problem. That what the tech founder underestimate. Like you can create the best software in the world. If no one uses it, it's not a software. It's not a startup. Like even for startup, you have to have some sort of business model. But I'm not going to go into that. The only way you can get a business model or a revenue model is by having some users. And if you don't have it, just don't you call yourself a startup. I mean, it might sound harsh. It is actually harsh. Like I've been discussing the same thing with John for like past few days, and he came to the realization that what he's created is not a startup. All he did created was his pet project, which is a website which is now being deployed. He used to, when he created the software, he said to me that now I am the founder. But you know what he said to me on the recent day? That he is not a founder anymore. Like he was never a founder. He is just a person who has deployed a website which probably should solve some problem, but we have to see how it will work. And because of his story, I came to a realization that we as software developers sleep on the problem of the distribution themselves. You can, like I said, create the best software in the world, but if it does not reach to a market or is to a target audience, it will never be a good startup. In fact, it won't be called a startup. So the only single mindset shift as a technical founder you need in your life, not only think about your product, think about the actual distribution. And if you are really a early startup like my friend John, you have to work more on the distribution rather than the product. The actual product, will come alive after you have some distribution, and you will get that feedback from the distribution. The first MVP you will ever create for your product will never be the last product you will sell in your life. The product you think you have in your mind and the problem it actually solves, maybe it is never the problem, but once you distribute it to some people and you get their feedback, it is only after that you will understand what the real problem they are facing, and maybe then you can mold your SaaS to that problem, and then you can distribute it even more, and then when you have a goddamn good startup. Before that, you don't have I mean startup. Like, but before that, you don't have a startup. Like, I don't have a startup. Even John, who thought he had a startup, he never had a startup, and none of us are founder. You are only founder, and your SaaS is only a startup once it has some distribution. Like LinkedIn said, distribution is the mode. So now this part of the video is going to be me rambling about some stuff like which is not related to this video actually. So yeah, please feel free to drop off. Anyways, I know that like none of the folks here actually watches till the end, like especially my video, right? So I know I can ramble off like because no one watches it. Anyways, the point is that if you might have noticed, like I created this video in a single go. Like I literally one-shotted the whole goddamn video. And this pretty, it is interesting, how would I say, experience for me, because generally what I do is I like to create some sort of bullet point pre-production the video. Like I brainstorm the damn idea to ensure that I at least get some sort of relatively good idea, though I'm not sure. Like looking at the click-through rate of my videos, I can understand these are not a good ideas. But anyways, like the thing is, I try to at least, filter the idea which I have in my mind to present it to the video. But the thing is, I did not do any of the pre-preparation stuff for this video because I did not have to. Like, I was talking to John, like my friend, for so damn long time. And after looking at his scenario, I understood that he has been actually facing this problem for a long time. So, this day, like I today was, what do I say, free. And I talked to him, and once I talked to him, and he told me that it's actually this problem, and that the actual getting the user is actually the damn problem, and distribution pretty much is the mode. I came to a realization that I have to make a video about this. So here it is. Like I hope this video turned out a little damn okayly. Like I know it's not going to be great by any means. I know it's not even going to be average, I guess. Like it's probably going to be below average, but I just don't want it to be super bad. Like because this video have no pre-production thing, it won't have much post-production thing because I'm not good at editing. But like I know in this video I talked relatively fast, like way faster than I ever would. And my mind is also slipping and my tongue is also slipping, like, so I know it will have a lot of issues. But anyways, I just want to get this out of my chest. And what's the best way to actually get it out of your chest? By one shotting it. Hopefully it will be good. I know it will be a really bad video now that I think about it. I literally said a lot of things very fast. But anyways, it is what it is. Like, this is life. You have to, so have something off of your chest, and I found this video to do that. Anyways, thank you, like always, to watch any of the videos you have done for me. Like, uh, I'm really grateful for that. So, yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and hope you find whatever you want to find in the future days. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.